But if Biden can't handle basic kindergarten class rules, can we really expect him to broker peace in the Middle East? Short answer, no. Joining me tonight is the Spectator editor-at-large and Fox News contributor, Ben Domenech, is in the house. Hey, man.
Hey, good to be with you, Jimmy, and congratulations on being on set with the smartest and therefore sexiest contributor to Fox News, Inez Stepman.
I love how you Federalist people stick together. But let me ask you this, Ben.
Yeah, we do.
Since the Biden administration took over, what has increased more, the price of gas or the amount of drinking by the White House press team?
Lord have mercy. I mean, I don't know how any of them have survived this. It's incredible. The amount of BS that is being fed to them on a daily basis is insane. And the thing that's so infuriating about it, is that everyone knows what's really going on with this White House. It's a train wreck. It's a disaster. Nobody can get anything right. The policy is all over the map. And the fact is that people understand that this is being run by the Obama B team, the JV team of the Obama administration, which is saying something. People who weren't qualified to be in the assistant secretary position or the secretary position, they're now running the show. And what that ends up with is situations like this, where they just try to sell some kind of spin over and over again to the American people, which nobody actually buys. The press doesn't buy, and they just have to shrug their shoulders or roll their eyes and say, I guess we have to go along with this right now. And that's why you see the New York Times, the Washington Post, Politico, and the others coming out over the past week and basically saying, yeah, is this guy too old? Let's pay attention to maybe the thing that everybody's been saying online for the last, year and a half, and finally treat it with the kind of validity that it deserves. Yep. And unfortunately, they're not going to be able to lie their way through this. They're not going to be able to pretend like Joe Biden is someone who is competent, who's hardworking, who's completely in control of what's going on and completely aware of what's going on around him. They are going to have to deal with the fact that this guy is out of touch. He's working less than 5 days a week, and this is a guy who really does deserve the kind of blame that he's receiving from the right.
It's a really great point. Let me ask you this, because there is so much management of his press schedule overseas. And one of the things we learned today is there's not going to be a joint presser after his meeting with MBS. Now, let me ask you a question. Are they doing that to protect Biden, or are they doing that to protect journalists who might show up to question MBS?
Well, I mean, okay. First off, that's a good line. Second, I think that in a certain sense that this is actually designed to protect Biden. I mean, you saw that incident that happened at the meeting in Europe where, they were all going to take a picture together. Yep. And here's Biden just looking at his papers in front of him, having to be told by Schultz to turn around so that he can take a picture with the rest of the people who are all kind of waiting there. The President of the United States is right here. Yeah. He's the only one who's not paying attention to this request for a picture. It's embarrassing. It's sad. And frankly, I'll say this to you, Jimmy. I don't like Joe Biden. I don't trust him. But I also like the president to be someone who we can have confidence in. I didn't like Barack Obama, but I also didn't think that he was falling asleep into, a plate of Metamucil every night. And it's one of these things where, I would like to have a president who I could look to and say, hey, when they call you in the middle of the night to come down to the Situation Room, you know what's going on and you understand that you're president. I think if someone walked up to Joe Biden and said to him today, sir, you can't run for re-election because you've already served 2 terms, I feel like he would just sort of look them in the eye and say, oh, okay. And that's a very disturbing thought.
That's a great point. When they call Biden to the Situation Room, he goes, I can't believe I'm doing a TV hit with Wolf Blitzer. He's back on the air? That's funny.
Exactly.
Oh, great stuff, Ben Domenech. Good to see you as always, brother man. Be well.
Good to be with you.